More than a dozen residents at Brandywine Apartments in North Amherst were forced out of their apartments Saturday after two separate incidents. The first being a fire that was reported at Building 2 around 2 a.m. Saturday morning. Crews were able to extinguish it quickly, and there was moderate damage to one apartment. The three affected tenants have been offered alternative housing by the apartment complex's management. However, shortly after that fire, multiple apartments at Building 11 were flooded after a main water service failed. 4 apartments were flooded and are currently not habitable. UMass officials are now working with those 10 tenants to find housing. The pipe that failed is part of a private water system for the complex, and Brandywine management said Saturday that they're working to get that water main repaired as soon as possible.